Hey, it's Scott Wheeler here. Just wanted to give you a very brief audio message about what's taking place today. We know that everyone is concerned and frustrated and angry when they're watching what's happening here in Washington, D.C. We want to give you a couple of things to consider here. First of all, what the Democrats are doing right now with these phony accusations against Judge Brett Kavanaugh, they're trying to do two things. One is manipulate suburban women, because these are critical to Republican victories. Suburban women are critical to Republican victories in Ohio and Missouri and even Tennessee to a lesser extent, and some other places. And so what Democrats are trying to do by pretending these accusations should be taken seriously, they're making Republicans do one of two things. And either one of them is a trap, basically. So on the one hand, they want Republican senators to either say, these are phony accusations and we're going to vote and confirm Judge Kavanaugh anyway, in which case they will come after Republican senators saying, look at this, the Republican Party does not care about women and they don't care about sexual assault, and they will make it personal in these areas that affect where the voting bloc of the suburban women are. That's a key voting bloc for Republicans. Now, if Republicans do what they're doing, which they're doing right now, they said we'll delay the vote in order to give the person a chance to testify in front of the Senate, Ford, chance to testify, and then we'll hear from Judge Kavanaugh again, and we'll let her tell her story. Well, Democrats know that by stringing this out, it makes the Republican base angry because it makes Republican senators look weak. It makes them look like Democrats are controlling them and they can't stand up to the Democrats. So either way, this is a trap the Democrats have laid. And what's interesting is Kavanaugh's background was so pristine that they had to go back 36 years and make this claim. Now, I could go down a long list of things that would explain why the woman is not believable. A couple of things is the fact that she doesn't remember what year it is. She claims she doesn't remember what year it is. Well, that is really telling in itself, because the reason is, what if she said it was absolutely June of 1982 that this sexual assault happened, and then Judge Kavanaugh produces records showing he wasn't even in the country at that time? The woman is immediately discredited. So they were intentionally vague. The other thing about they claim the lie detector test, the polygraph. The reality of those are, it did not, in the Washington Post article, it did not say she completely confirmed in her polygraph test that the assault occurred. It just said she was affirmative in some areas. So we haven't seen the polygraph. We don't know what it says. The other thing is, it says it was conducted by someone they hired, her legal team hired to conduct the polygraph. Very suspect, because it depends on how you ask the questions. It didn't even say it was a professional FBI polygraph examiner. It just said it was an FBI agent with 25 years at the FBI. So very suspect. They may not even have gotten a professional. Anybody can look and tell you one thing or another about a polygraph, and it doesn't mean anything. It's a very sensitive test that not everyone can read and interpret. So there's many reasons to be doubtful of this, of the woman and her allegations, but it does show that Judge Kavanaugh had such a clean record, that was the best they could do. Anyway, we cannot let them get away with this. The Democrats are setting new standards, and we have got to fight them back. Now, as you guys know who regularly read our emails, we actually are the quick reaction force. We hit the Democrats the way that they hit us, and we fight them with their own methods. And we have an ad right now that hits them right between the eyes over the collusion nonsense. We have been saying for 2 years, I've written about it in Forbes magazine and other places, that the Russians never would collude to try and help get President Trump elected. They wouldn't do it. It was in their interest for Hillary Clinton to become elected. We even actually wrote a special report that ended up being used in the Judiciary Committee hearing with Peter Strzok. But that's another story. Right now, we want to talk about the second thing, which is the documents that are about to be declassified by President Trump. If you think that suddenly a magical truth fairy is going to come bop Democrats over the head and they're going to admit that what they did was highly corrupt, they're not going to it's not going to happen. The Democrats and the media, their media allies, they know what happened. The fact that they have not pursued this with any vigor shows that they have known all along what actually happened. They know it was the setup by the Clinton campaign and their cronies at the Justice Department and the FBI that did this. They're fully aware of it. Now, we built this ad that points it out. It says, look, Clapper himself, a Democrat, he said Russia always interferes with our elections. Oh, really? Then who did the Russians want to win? Who did Putin want to win in 2012? The guy who said, tell Vlad I'll be more flexible after the election, my next election? That's very curious. And the Democrats and the media do not want to talk about it. So we have to make them talk about it. The only way we can force them to talk about it is for you to help us get this ad on the air everywhere. Now, I understand that we're still 48 days out from the election. And that is, it seems like a long time, but it's not, in the realities of trying to get the message out. We've got to change the narrative that the Democrats have set. Anyway, until next time, Scott Wheeler signing off. Thank you so much for all you've done for your country. We appreciate all your help and support. We hope that you'll jump in and help us now.